Testing 1 2 1 2.
Is it working? It's working.
It's freaking working. Welcome to a new episode of JustReal with you, Ali Kazma, real estate consultant in the Dubai's real estate market, and with me,
Ahmad Didi, property consultant for the past couple of years in Dubai's real estate market. And today's episode, it will be a bit special. If you're not a broker, if you're an investor, you don't have necessarily to watch it. In this episode, we will be discussing if it's still worth it to get into brokerage.
and roasting, and we will be roasting some behavior, some brokers' behavior.
Okay, say it.
Okay. And then I go to Canada.
No, say it.
Okay. And we're also going to be roasting some brokers' behavior.
In a good way. So we will talk about this, and if someone wants to join real estate now, what's the broker toolkit from our own experience? So, going to the first topic, is it still worth it for someone to join the real estate now?
It's absolutely worth it to join real estate now, okay? Not because it's an up market, not because we're possibly going into a down market. Brokerage, at any point in time, if you could get into it and you're an entrepreneur, go into it. Heads down and just go through that wall.
But saying for an entrepreneur, so you mean it's not for all types of characters?
No. Look, if you're someone that's waiting for a manager to tell you what to do, don't get into this.
Good point.
Yeah, because we've heard it so many times. People come to us, oh, what should we do? No, you have to be proactive in anything you do, whether it's your cold calling, social media. Look at us today, right? We're doing a podcast. We're self-managing our podcast. It is hard. It is difficult. It takes time, but it has its benefit in the long term.
But you cannot expect from anyone who's joining real estate as a new joiner to be knowing what to do. I think that's why very good companies have academies. They have guidance. So maybe there are small companies that have guidance for new joiners to direct you. You need to know about the legalities. You need to know about the processes, about the forms. And most importantly, you have to take your broker card, which is RERA card, right? And to do this, you need to be a bit experienced or knowledgeable, let's say.
Of course. You know, the first thing I was told before getting into real estate is that, are you okay to live with no salary for the next 6 months?
Good point.
So you see, this is the expectation going in. Okay, I'm not going to make money for the first 6 months.
Yes.
Am I comfortable? In my case, not really, but it panned out to be very good. So that's one thing. Second thing, knowing that, okay, as an entrepreneur, whether you're 20, whether you're 30, or whether you're 40, if you want to achieve financial freedom in the future, brokerage, when it comes to real estate brokerage, it's the best way to achieve it. Because you work on your own time, you work on your own connections, you work on your own network, and you make money. There's no ceiling. You could sell penthouses or you could sell mansions for millions. And when I say million, I talk about 2, 3, 500 million.
Yeah, because I want to tell you expectations versus reality check. Penthouses not in the first couple of months.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
To manage their expectations.
No, it's true.
Because we tried to do so. It didn't work.
What was the highest transaction in Dubai in terms of real estate?
It was recently 600, 700 million villa in Emirates Hills.
You see?
Right?
So
this
how
mansion.
Much, and it's a mansion. Of course it's a mansion. It's almost a city.
Yeah, I think a rich Indian man bought this mansion.
And what would be the commission on that if it's only 2%?
14 millions.
14 million. So you're overnight becoming a millionaire, and not just a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. So yes, is there a right time to go in? No. It's always the right time to go in, but the mindset you have to go into this industry is you need to be made of steel.
Okay,
in
good.
all aspects.
So the main thing, in my opinion, the main thing is savings. If someone doesn't have 6 months, at least 6 months of savings, I don't really advise going to this field. And I've been asked multiple times on LinkedIn, random people from outside the country asking me, is it worth it? What do you think about it? Should I be joining real estate? I always tell them, yes, of course, if you have what it takes. You are a go-getter. And I wasn't that go-getter until I started working really hard in real estate first. Second, you need savings. It's a must because you might not close a deal in 6 months, in 9 months. You never know. I closed my first rental deal after 4 months, right? So thanks God, I had some savings on the side. And my brother, of course, supported me in order to be able to do so. And after that, it took me longer to start closing deals. And I started with renters and then shifted to sales. And here, where everything started to work for me.
So tell me something, someone that goes new, that comes in new into the industry, and they tell you, oh, what should I do? Should I go into sales directly? Should I do rental? Should I do just off plan? What's your first take on that?
My first take is do whatever you want, but be specialized in something. Look, we always nag that working on some renters for our clients is good because it's kind of a faster income. And if it's a faster transaction, but at the same time, you really lose energy, you really lose time when you do something in off-plan, something in rentals and sales. So you're like everywhere, but you're not structured, you're not systemized. And something I personally see in a lot of companies with a lot of brokers, including me, is the lack of system. Right? Have you heard about you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall on the levels of your systems? Okay.
Wise words, guys. This is gonna start. We're gonna start charging for this podcast, guys. This is wise words.
Yeah. So you better subscribe now.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all of that. We're gonna repeat it at the end, anyways.
If you don't have a system in place, if you don't start with, let's say, cold calling, prospecting, whatever, and now we will talk about it more when it comes to the toolkit of a broker. But if you don't have this system to generate enough clients in your pipeline and start conversion after 2-3 months, you will not be doing good. You might be busy, but you're not productive because you're not producing results, but you're always busy 8 hours, 10 hours, but without producing anything.
Yeah.
There's something called don't confuse busy with productivity.
Like, it's not because you're moving that you're actually advancing. You might just be running on the same spot, right? You're doing things that are unnecessary for you to advance to the next level.
That's it. So that's where guidance, by the way, for new joiners, new brokers, has to be. And this is what I needed in my early stages. I needed this guidance in order for me to be, okay, to reach a point where I know what to do now, I know where to put my effort, let's say, and that's it. But again, specialization, sales, renters. I know people in renters that do 50,000-60,000 dirhams per month. This is how much? $15,000-$16,000 per month. They do only renters.
Yeah, because they specialize there. Yes. They specialize in that area. All they do is rentals. They get their listing for the rentals. They do their viewing. They close the viewing. But again, look, for an early comer, I say they should go into stages, because to understand the real estate market, unless you want to focus solely off plan and you're, sorry to say, but you're a lazy bum, because doing off plan is not hard. You're behind your computer either doing Zoom meetings or you're doing calls, and that's about it. There's no viewings. There's nothing of the hard labor that we do, well, I personally do in the secondary market, which is doing the viewings, go taking the pictures, go do your meetings in people's houses and whatnot.
Yes.
Offline is a lot easier.
Liaising between two parties. This party has a bigger ego than that party.
Oh yeah, the negotiation,
drafting the contracts, legalities, everything. I agree with you, but I don't see off-plan specialization as a lazy thing, to be honest. Because in off-plan, you need to be up to date every single day about new projects. And this requires time, this requires effort. That's one thing, by the way. Who I see lazy are people that wait for leads from their companies. Even if you're off plan, you need to do your own pipelines, in my opinion. You have to go double down on social media. Do a personal brand, right? Be known for off plan. I know this guy, I really respect someone from House and House. He's an old man. This man specializes in off plan. That's all he does. He doesn't bother to put his mind in secondary because they have secondary department. He's offline, but he's an advisor. So I don't see this man as lazy. I see this man as an advisor, investment advisor. That's the difference. I think the people you mean, again, are the ones who join off-plan because they see the hassle in the secondary. They see the headache in the secondary. So they think, okay, I join a real estate company. They give me leads. I just read the brochure and go over the unique selling points of a product, and then I can sell and make 200, 300, 400,000 a month.
Isn't that being lazy? In my opinion, this is being lazy.
This is lazy versus someone who does research every single day, who goes to developers to get the information, who goes to see mock-ups, who does relationships with developers, who does his social media, who does advertisements and generates their own pipeline. Is this lazy?
And what is the percentage of people that does that?
I can't give percentages because I don't do statistics in Dubai. I'm a broker.
But you see,
I get your point.
Yeah,
I get your point.
And at the end of the day, and you know what? Off-plan market, yes, it's a more lucrative market, and we all know that. The commissions are a lot better in the off-plan. However, it's such an easier job when it comes to the negotiation, when it comes to knowing, okay, so you need to know.
At least you have one party, right?
Yeah.
At least you have one party you're negotiating with, because developer is a developer. You have the supply.
Don't interrupt me.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. Okay, go ahead.
Honestly, off-plan is lazy. It's a lot more lucrative, but you're not doing anything. You're being reactive more than proactive. Because in secondary, this is when the proactivity comes, with the cold calls, with the personal brand. Because as much as you tell me, and I'm sorry to say, oh, you could do a personal brand to be a specialist of off-plan, doesn't mean anything. When you're a specialist in the secondary market in a specific area, that's when the personal brand speaks more.
Wait. You come to my field, to branding now.
When you do branding, tell me something. Now you're an expert. You're an expert.
Now I'm shocked.
Yeah, now you're an expert. No, okay, Ahmad, you're an expert and you know branding more than I do. When somebody brands themselves for something, it's very niche, right? Yes. Perfect. So when we come to the niche of off-plan, okay, you're basically selling paper and sand, right? So being niche in that field, you would have to either pick one developer or one specific area, right?
No.
Why?
I don't agree. You can select a type of a certain typology.
Okay.
You can choose apartments targeting investors that want higher returns after the handover.
But again,
that's something, right?
But it's still
selling villas is something else, more for capital appreciation. I'm talking about investors, right? But I can see some people are very good in off-plan. You know who? The people who sell experiences. The people who sell an experience of living in a certain project. Especially lately, because a lot of projects are working on their facilities, amenities, living experience, and the layouts. And this is something new compared to the past 2, 3, 4 years launches, right? Yeah. I see people, they are masters in selling the experience for end users that are considering to come to Dubai after 3 or 4 years and live here.
Okay, and what do you
be known for this? That's what I mean. Be known for something. From a branding perspective, be known for something. But some people make content about Mickey Mouse and they generate millions of dollars per month because they are known for Mickey Mouse. Doesn't mean are they lazy or they are not lazy. I don't see it this way. Again, I agree with you regarding how hard is secondary versus off-plan. But I honestly give a person, a broker who gives all his best in off-plan credit as well.
I'm not saying they don't deserve any credit. All I'm saying is that
you will be hated.
They could be fat as beep, okay, and nobody could care because at the end of the day, you don't even meet these people, right?
Okay.
First impression, in my opinion, is the only impression.
Yeah.
So when you meet someone, when you're doing secondary work, so something ready, you meet your clients, you talk to your clients, you need to have this touch. When you're doing off-plan, everything is online. You're selling by the phone. You're basically a telemarketer.
Yes. So it's pros and cons.
There's pros and cons.
It's not apple to apple comparison.
No, of
That's
course.
it.
And look,
It's not
I've
apple to
sold
apple.
off plan. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But the way
I would love to sell off plan more than secondary.
Of course, and I get that. But you know, you need to get the experience. You need to know the area. You know, I've spoken to some brokers. They do off plan. They don't even know the areas.
Yes.
Because they see the brochure. They say, okay, this is my project. So let me talk about the project to my client. And okay, that might just be enough to sell. But,
of course.
But if you do have the knowledge of the market, because somebody that buys off plan is usually either, it's two things, an investor or an end user. The end user is going to take it, he's going to live in it. The investor is going to probably want to flip it. He's going to probably want to rent it out. So if you know as a secondary agent that the market acts like this, 1, 2, 3, this is what we're seeing, this is the dynamics, the momentum, what's hot, what's not, then you have more insight with this investor. And maybe off plan is not the right investment. Again, all about qualifying the needs of this person.
I agree.
Yeah.
So you can sell based on a brochure if your client doesn't ask too much questions. For us in secondary, because we are backed by rules and regulations, that's first.
RERA.
Rules and regulations, that's first. Second, occupancy rates. Third, personal experiences after interacting with clients in secondary areas. Now, perfect. We have more insight when it comes to if we want to sell off plan. That's a plus. I agree in this point. But not, yeah, sure, tell me.
So I want to know if you agree, coming back to the personal branding, people that sell the 1-bedroom luxurious.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, good point. You reminded me. No, because I'm really pissed off. Can I say pissed off?
Yeah, you're pissed off. It makes
not
you
to say
angry.
not to say something bigger than this.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. When it comes to personal branding, I might not have the best personal brand in Dubai. I have few followers that I'm happy with, by the way. Most of them are genuine. Some of them are my clients, my friends, my family. But when it comes to personal branding, I really hate it when someone emphasizes
Don't put your hand in front of your face.
It's fine. Okay, they will get the idea.
Yeah, but then you're blocking.
When someone emphasizes on 1-bedroom a luxury apartment. Okay, let's agree on something.
When you go like this, that's the positioning of these brokers.
Yes.
So
guys, I think it's fine to start. Yani, you have to start somewhere, right? I started very nervous on camera. Now we are doing a podcast, but that's too cringe. I mean, it's very cringy the way some people sell real estate in Dubai. The tonality. These hands like this, you got me? They sell 1-bedroom luxury apartment. There's no 1-bedroom luxury apartments. Should be a mansion, should be a penthouse, should be a branded residence worth I don't know how much. But yeah, you get the point. So cringe content, everyone's doing content. Taxi drivers, barbers that are aspiring brokers, right?
I swear, the other day, look, listen to this. The other day, I went in a taxi. I was going from my house to the office just because I didn't have my car. All right. That said, the taxi driver started talking to me. We're having a conversation, and then he tells me, "Oh, do you know a little bit about real estate?" I said, I played dumb, so I said, no, what about it? He's like, oh, there's this new project in Motor City. And I said, I start listening to him, and he's pitching me this project like it's his dad that made it, right? And I said, okay, I'm interested. What do you... Oh, okay, I'll tell my friend, he'll come in contact with you, okay? Tell him it's me, it's important. And then after that, I took his number. I don't know why I did. I should not have taken
because you're a nice guy.
And he just kept messaging me. Oh, you're going to take the apartment. You're going to tell my friend, he's going to give you a good deal, take the apartment. And I was like, oh my God. At the end, I just blocked them. And yeah, so these taxi drivers are also real estate brokers.
And this is more cringy than 1-bedroom luxury apartments. So no need to be cringy. Just be yourself. It's fine. Document it. Document your journey. Go talk to a client. Tell him, can I put the camera and show people that I'm meeting with you, for example, right? Yeah. Don't do over complicated content. You don't need Martin Scorsese to produce the best content. Just do you. Document it. I think authenticity nowadays gets way more respect, if not views, right? And don't talk about shit that you don't understand on camera. As simple as this. Other than that, you can do your logo, your colors, whatever. This is more advanced, but you will reach it for, I think some people do it for 2,000-3,000 dirhams, the full kit. You have your brand guidelines, and you can use them in whatever content you
So
want.
Ahmed,
As
tell me how is it worth it for someone to come in the industry and really make it? What are the broker toolkit that they need to have?
The first thing, in my opinion, is knowledge and guidance.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
Uh-huh.
Put 2-3 months of research, learning, asking, being curious, being nosy. Ask everyone about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Ask dumb questions. Not after 3, 4, 5 years, you ask about the dumb question. And
Specialize.
specialization is a must. We talked about it already, but in terms of, technical toolkit, if a technical toolkit, they need this stuff first. Second, personal brand. For sure, a personal brand. Third, communication style. And with all my respect to everyone, again, we're not the top brokers in Dubai. You know who are the top brokers. One day we will be. But at the same time, I see lack of communication when it comes to brokers between each others. I don't want to get into the quality of the brokers in the market. I don't want to start pointing fingers and showing that I'm a better broker than everyone, because I'm not. But at the same time, I can see there's a lack of communication in the market between colleagues, between brokers, seller broker, buyer broker, and most importantly with clients. Everyone is pitching, everyone is selling themselves, which is fine.
But
we should sell ourselves.
But it feels like it's not providing value. It's just pitching just to sell. Everybody comes out very salesy and not very consultancy.
Yes,
nobody's advising.
Okay, we learned this the hard way. What's the first most important way to start selling?
Well, you start speaking to the person. You start understanding what's their goals.
And how do you understand this?
Well, by asking questions.
That's it. Point. Thank you so much.
That's it.
End of the episode. Ask questions. That's it. Don't pitch me something and I'm walking on the street. Just ask me questions. And this, we learned it the hard way.
Fair enough. So, Ahmad, basically, for someone to come into real estate, I believe it's a good time. Again, depending on your character and everything. The toolkit, like you had mentioned before, you need a personal brand, you need to have knowledge. You really have to be involved in what you're doing. And luxurious one-bedroom just stop it. Just stop it.
Just stop it. For God's sake, stop it.
That's
do it, but 2 bedrooms at least.
Yeah, at least, exactly. So that's done. Cringy. You know, I had something cringy as well. Wait. No, you're gonna cut this. If you're a taxi driver or if you're a barber, like you said, that's selling real estate, that's fine. You could do it. Just again, don't try to push it on people. Us real estate agent, we should know what we're selling. And at the end of the day, if you're someone that really wants to make it in life and to have this financial freedom, like we were talking, it's the best industry, really.
Yeah, and the final thing is personal brand. I cannot emphasize how important is a personal brand in our job, but please don't start with a personal brand and doing content expecting conversions, expecting leads, expecting clients. No one is waiting, and this happened to me when I started doing content. In my mind, I'm a marketer. At the end of the day. So I know I'm not starting content to get leads immediately, right? 3 stages in the pipeline, right? Awareness, consideration, conversion. Yeah. So the awareness part is you put things out there and try to make things better in terms of content, right? Yeah. Consideration is you starting to know what you're saying and advising, and then some people might consider talking to you, and the conversion is the last step. This takes years. So because the reason I'm saying this is I've heard a lot of brokers at the same time not starting with their personal brands or content because they see that it doesn't produce results. Who told you it doesn't produce results? It just needs time. That's it. First of all, do credibility. It's fine. Like, just put things out there. If you're not that busy, just start doing content.
And if you need to pay someone to keep you consistent, do it. It's worth it. I've done it. I'm doing it. Not for this podcast, but for my regular content. And trust me, it's the best thing that could happen to you. Just the consistency of putting it out there. Gary Vee said it the best, right?
True.
Right hook, right hook. No, what is it? Jab, right hook. And then that's it.
You also get nice feedback, by the way.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's it. Okay. Thank you, Ali, as usual.
Yeah, thank you, Ahmad, for this. I feel like a lot of weight came out of my shoulders, you know.
And guess what? One day I think the next episode we'll talk about kickbacks, not only brokers. Anyways.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this episode from JustReal. As usual, if you like this podcast, this episode, please like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification button. Anything else?
Yeah,
no, that's it, right?
That's
okay.
Show it to your family, to your dog, to your neighbors. Share it to everyone.
This will really help us reach more people, will push us to do more research, get in depth into the real estate market, and we would be happy to give you all the information you need. Thank you, Ali, again.
Thank you, Ahmad.
See you in the next episode.